Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for our daily forecast, as always sponsored by what you just saw, American Contractor Show, C3 Group, and Merlin Law Group. They are in the description below, as you guys always know. So jumping right into it, we have a chance for some hail and wind in the south today, especially in Tennessee and Alabama, parts of western Georgia as well. But the more active pattern for severe weather is coming this weekend and into early portions of next week. We're going to kind of break that down at least a little bit here. Things are starting to look a little more active on the severe weather side, just as the tropics are now really starting to calm down. Post-tropical storm Sam is no longer getting any advisories about him, so we have nothing really ongoing at the moment, so we'll check in and see what could be coming in the coming days here. So upcoming events before we get into the forecast, OU-TCU, that is going to be the next home game here in Norman, Oklahoma. We are doing our tailgate as always. Do we know the time of the game yet? Has that been announced or no? It'll be announced on Monday. There we go. They like to take their sweet time. Based on how the Big 12 works, I think depending on how OU Texas goes, it'll either be an 11 a.m. game or an evening game. So we will be there tailgating regardless with free food, free beer, and a giveaway as well. It's going to be on October 16th, so that's not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. You know, we'd love to see you come and hang out with us. We got the game plan. It's a great time, and you can also get tickets to the Iowa State OU game, which will be happening in November, on November 20th. We're giving those tickets away on the October 30th game, which I believe is the Texas Tech game. So come check us out at the tailgate. They were a fun time, get some free food. You can hang out with us for a few hours. It's always welcome for anyone to come in. So storm reports yesterday, I had 2 areas with storms. First of which was here in the Phoenix area. Yes, it does hail in Phoenix. Actually, one of the worst hailstorms ever happened in Phoenix, Arizona in 2010 in October. There was a hope that maybe that was going to happen again last night. Not quite. We had some $1.25 size hail in the southern sections of Phoenix. You can go check that out. It's a 2-star map. And we also had some hail scattered about here in sections of Mississippi. A vast majority of this was under 1 inch in diameter. So does that bring our storm totals? Yesterday we only had 8 hail reports, the majority of which were in Phoenix, 12 wind reports, and that brings our yearly total well behind 2020, over 1,200 back actually from what we had this time last year. So a below average year, and it's looking likely we're not going to make up any ground in the last couple months here it looks like outside of October, things really wind down severe weather-wise. So what's going on across the country right now? What is causing the potential for some severe weather today is this low pressure system swirling here in the Mississippi River Delta region, and see all these showers kind of lifting up to the north across Alabama and portions of Tennessee. That's where your severe weather risk is going to be, or you could have that potential for some hail, some wind, maybe even isolated tornado or two. So temperatures across the country is pleasant for most of the lower 48 here. Temperatures in the 80s deep south up through the low 70s, 60s. It's feeling like early October for most of the country here, and that moisture is really limited to the small risk area we have for today. So looking at that future radar, this is what we have right now. It looks like this particular model run is a little aggressive on what's happening right now near the I-20 corridor in Alabama, but it gives you a general idea of what to expect. Storms would form next couple hours here in Alabama, and any of these isolated storms can have gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour, maybe some marginally severe hail as well. As we push forward to about 4 o'clock, we have the storms moving into Tennessee as well, and as we move through the dinner time hours, more numerous storms forming, a lot of rain, so it looks like you could see those, again, hail possibly up to $1 to $half size near Nashville, near Birmingham, possibly even as far east as the western suburbs of Atlanta. You could see some gusty winds as well. And as the sun goes down, the chance for severe weather goes down as well. Moving ahead all at about 1:30 in the morning, likely no severe weather anymore. I think by the time the sun goes down, we'll lose too much of the instability to have anything severe happen, just some heavy rain. So what's that forecast maximum hail size for your Wednesday? Overall, I think we're going to be near that quarter size, but I wouldn't be surprised if a couple storms pop out, a couple ping pong ball size hail, so up to that 1.5 inch hail, very isolated though. And this is your overall hail forecast for today, extending from near the Montgomery area up to about Nashville. You could see that potential of any storms that form in this region here for hail, $1 to $half size, with that potential of maybe a storm has some ping pong ball size hail there. And then this is again generally going to be about an hour or two from now, so 1, 2 o'clock Central Time till about sunset, which is right around 8 p.m. Wind forecast for today, basically the same, a little further to the east. I think there's the chance you get some more gusty winds closer to Atlanta. Hail, likely not. Wind, possible. Low chances across the board from Nashville to Birmingham to Atlanta to Montgomery, all the way up to Louisville as well. So looking ahead at tomorrow, looking quiet. The system moves off the coast, and that should really keep that hail potential pretty low. Wouldn't be surprised to get a marginal risk somewhere in the southeast, but right now it's looking very unlikely we're going to see any severe hail for your Thursday. So that brings us to the jet stream looking ahead here, and I'm jumping all the way up to Sunday. So we had it move pretty quick, but this is noon on Sunday, notice you have a pretty deep looking trough here. I haven't seen one of these in a while, and this is what will kick off severe weather. You get all that moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico to cause that instability, places like Oklahoma and north central Texas. You have the forcing of the jet stream making its way down to the southern plains for the first time in a few months, and that's a recipe for some severe weather on Sunday here across central Oklahoma and possibly into Texas as well, into Kansas as well. And we jump ahead, we have an even more significant looking event. This is going to be for next week. So this is at midnight going into Wednesday. This is what you like to see in May. But here we are in October. It's mid-October. It's been unseasonably warm for the majority of the eastern two-thirds of the country, so that should help with that moisture return. There's plenty of warm water in the Gulf of Mexico to get the dew points we need, and all the forcing we need for some severe weather. Tuesday and Wednesday, this could be a pretty potent looking system. This has been showing up on the models for a while now as well. So we're finally getting into some range about a week out, and it looks like we could see possibly tornadoes, hail, gusty winds, all that jazz going into your Tuesday. So I break it down for that look ahead forecast Friday. I know I kind of jumped over it. There's a risk in North Dakota and possibly up towards Winnipeg. Not looking anything wild, probably a more marginal chance. The better chances on Sunday here, and I have highlighted the whole state of Oklahoma. The way the models have been changing, we're obviously a few days out, so the exact location is going to fluctuate from run to run. Pretty much anywhere from the Texas Panhandle to possibly as far east as about Joplin, you could see some severe weather on your Sunday, about as far north as Wichita, and possibly down to Dallas as well. Gusty winds, hail, potentially quite large. Really depends on storm mode and what we get. This is what we're highlighting right now. I'm not going to pinpoint anything at the moment, just something to watch and see a more significant looking event. And then Tuesday, this is one of the days I'm really paying attention to as well, where it could be a more typical for springtime event. This is the time of year here in October where you get the fall storm season, where you could get some tornadoes, some big hail, some gusty winds. So areas that may not have seen hail this year, there's still hope. I'm telling you, there's a chance that we could see some severe weather on Tuesday, and that does continue eastward on Wednesday, but things get a lot more uncertain, a lot more variations in what all the models we look at once we get about a full week out. So areas like Kansas City and eastward, even possibly as far north as like Omaha and far south as the Gulf of Mexico, all need to pay attention for what could come later next week. So that's what we're looking at for the severe weather. Tropics wise, we only have one area we're watching here, and it's a very low chance of formation over the next 5 days, 0% chance next 2 days, and a 10% chance next 5 days. Again, very low chance we could see something try to form quickly right off the coast of North Carolina. It's just basically an area of cloudiness and rain off the Florida coast right now. But if we do get it, it would bring us to the last name in the what we have here on the list. And what we got on this up, I thought I got rid of this, but it's here. This is where we're at on tropical climatology so far as of today. We are definitely on the downward swing here for the potential for systems, and with the chance for big severe weather, we see that big trough coming through on Sunday and then a much bigger one on Tuesday. That's basically hurricane repellent for the United States. So anything else that forms are really just going to be adding to the numbers overall and not so much landfalling storms, as we're really dropping off pretty quick here, and I think that landfall chance is very low. And where we are in the names, I think we might sneak into the second list. I think was it Derek said that we were only going to make it to Wanda or Wandy, I guess, and I was saying we probably make it to the first letter of the next list. So 1 or 2 more tropical cyclones is probably what we're going to get here for the rest of this year. It's been a busy one, and thankfully Ida was the only one that really made a major impact in the United States this year. All right, follow us on all of our social media platforms as always: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's all the same, all at Hail Trace, easy to find us. Hit See First on Facebook so you don't miss any of the content we have, especially if we have to go live for any severe weather. And as always, give us a call at 855-334-4245. Any comments, questions, or concerns you may have. You guys got to set up a training your first time here, whatever it may be. We're happy to talk to you. You can email us as well if you're not too fond of talking on the phone. It's always fine. info@hailtrace.com, or visit our website. You can message us directly on our website and find more details on our website as well. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. like we do every weekday. Have a great one.